Autumn, the season of colors, no doubt the most beautiful time of the year. Traveling around Switzerland during autumn much differs from the summer season, thus you'll be seeing different places that you'll probably not be visiting during the warm months. Over the past 4 years, I've traveled across Switzerland to find the best places to be visited during the golden season. Strap yourself in, these are my top 10 Switzerland attractions during autumn. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cemo, I'm a Switzerland travel expert. Now let's directly hop in with number 10, and that would be the Lac da Cresta. I present to you one of my favorite lakes in a region that is very popular among us Swiss as well as tourists. Most of the people would go to the Lac da Cauma, certainly a beautiful lake, but often unnoticed is Flims' other gem, and that would be the Lac da Cresta. It takes about a 40 to 45 minutes walk to get to the lake. If you however come by bicycle, you much can shorten your time of travel. The lake is surrounded by beautiful colorful trees that glow during the peak of autumn. Do take your time and hike around the entire lake to get to see the various beautiful corners. Come here during the morning, you will even have a high chance of still waters that allow you to see the reflections. Great spot, perfect to stay here for up to 1 hour, then combine it with the Ruinalta and or the Lac da Cauma, easily doable in 1 day should you start early, and even more if you come here by mountain bike. With number 9 we change to one of my favorite landscapes in Switzerland, to the Canton of Bern, and these would be the vineyards at Ligerz. One of the most beautiful places to be seen during autumn are these vineyards here at the humble town of Ligerz. The western shore of Lake Biel is covered with loads of vineyards, Ligerz and Twan having the most beautiful sections. The best spot for visiting is at the church of Ligerz, from where you can enjoy a breathtaking view over the vineyards, Lake Biel, the peninsula of St. Peter, as well as the Swiss Alps. When coming here, a hike among the vineyards is highly recommended. You may start at Twan, continue to Ligerz, and then end up at the small town of La Neuveville. Definitely you should explore these 3 villages, especially La Neuveville, that is part of the network of the most beautiful villages of Switzerland. Now regarding the time, I suggest you to come here during the afternoon and start your hike. If you want to enjoy these vineyards at the most beautiful hour, then come here during the later afternoon around 5 p.m. That's the best time when the leaves start to glow in their golden color. Number 8 is located in the south of Switzerland in the Canton of Ticino, and that would be the mystical Val Bavona. Originally being a hotspot for during summer, the Val Bavona has been recently discovered as one of the go-to-go places during autumn, especially during the days with light rain. The Val Bavona is raw, rustic and serene during this season, as most of the villages will be empty. This makes it perfect for you to roam around and enjoy these places for all yourself. Very eye-catching are the villages of Ritorto, Sabbione and Foroglio. In each of these villages you can see the unique stone houses called rustici. They're very typical for the Canton of Ticino. However, even more typical for this valley are the splui, that are houses built beneath the rocks that are scattered all around after a mountain slide that happened a few centuries ago. Among these, the most eye-catching would be the Hobbit house at Sabbione. In general, this valley seems like a perfect set for a Lord of the Rings movie. Besides the beautiful villages, you may also see impressive waterfalls, the one at Foroglio being the most famous one. Certainly during autumn, this waterfall has a very unique appearance, even more when you see it from the village of Foroglio itself. Now, less noticeable is the Cascata di Cranzinage, which is just a few minutes before Foroglio. Definitely during the colorful season, you should be seeing that one as well. Number 7 is one of my favorite things in this top 10 list, and these are the many festivals held during autumn. Believe it or not, but autumn is one of the most festive seasons in Switzerland. We have various festivals all around the country to celebrate the end of the Alpine season. This is the time when the farmers bring back their cows, goats and sheep from the Alps and celebrate this event with a beautiful parade. Various places all over Switzerland may witness parades with beautifully decorated cows, ringing these impressive bells for this event only. Best alpine descents you may see in the town of Appenzell and the surrounding villages, Ornesch and surrounding, Flims in the Canton of Graubünden, Charmey in the region of Gruyère, Innertkirchen in the Bernese Oberland and various more places. Besides the alpine descent, there are also cheese festivals, for example up in the town of Wengen or in the Neuchatel, the latter having one of the most impressive festivals you can experience in Switzerland. There are also wine festivals everywhere, for example in Lütry at Lake Geneva, or then for example Fischau in Schwelbrunn. That's a festival that is all about a beauty contest for cows. All of these events, they usually take place during early autumn in the month of September, most of them during the second half. With number 6, we have to change the canton of St. Gallen to the magical Berschnerfall. Honestly, never thought this would be a favorite place to be visited during autumn, but after coming there again, I realized this waterfall and the surrounding being a perfect hidden gem for this season. The waterfall can be accessed through a short hike of roughly 20 minutes. You will have to start in the village of Berschis, which is located in the canton of St. Gallen near Lake Wallensee. The hike is light and does not require any special gear. However, because it's autumn, the ground sometimes can be wet and slippery, thus make sure to bring good shoes with profile. Once you arrive at the waterfall, you'll be standing in a colorful environment, and if you're lucky, you might even have some wind that produces falling leaves, which certainly adds up a lot of magic to this place. The waterfall is best to be visited during the afternoon, as the sunlight will only fall in during that time. You might even ascend further up and then hike down to the rock church to go back to the village. The view will be absolutely breathtaking. You can see the 7 summits called Hochfirschen as well as the Wallensee. By the way, small bonus tip, the Hochfirschen, they can be accessed, however for that you will have to go to the Tockenburg, and I can tell you the view up there, oof, wow, that's really one of the best you can ever get in Switzerland. And by the way, it's also quite cheap. At number 5, we're moving to the upper half of this top 10 list of the best places to visit in Switzerland during autumn. We have to go all the way south to the canton of Valais to the Val d'Airain. I can't repeat it enough, but this valley is really one of the most beautiful secret places to be visited in all of Switzerland. The valley can be accessed from Sion either by car or public bus. Once after you're entering the valley, just after a few minutes, you'll be passing what I call the natural Disney castle or the Sagrada Familia of Switzerland. These are the natural pyramids of Euseigne. Previously, the road was passing underneath, now there's a tunnel behind. Of course, it's still very beautiful. On the other side, it's now a lot more accessible for pedestrians. Consider also visiting Evolen, which is one of the most beautiful villages of Switzerland. And here you get to see loads of houses that are stereotypical for the canton of Valais, and even best, without floods of other tourists. Continue up further to La Sage to enjoy a stunning view over the valley. Might even go for a quick and easy hike through the forest. Now the big highlight awaits you up in Arolla. Over there you'll get to see the probably bluest of all blue lakes of Switzerland. And what a surprise, it's called Lac Bleu, which means blue lake in French. It takes a 40-minute steep hike to get up there. The parking is free, at least until now, and you have to pay no entrance fee when you want to visit the lake. How cool is that? with the many golden larches and the snow mountains beautifully contrasting the glowing blue water, the ambience is going to be absolutely stunning up there. And by the way, if you're really curious to know where all these beautiful places are located, I prepared this demographic map. You can purchase it online. You can just check the pinned comment, click on the link, and here you can find all the places that were filmed at, Instagram or YouTube videos. Now let's continue with number 4. This would be one of the most scenic autumn hikes, and that would be at the Gorge de Ligerz. Perfect autumn hike in a totally non-touristy region of Switzerland. You find it in the Canton of Neuchatel. Until now, this trail is quite a secret tip among international travelers, but among us Swiss, this place is getting more popular these days. On your way, you will be accompanied by the sound of the flowing water, get to see many colorful trees, all of this in a totally pristine environment. The hiking trail leads you along a stream in the gorge through a miraculous forest that is part of Switzerland's oldest nature reserve. This activity will certainly take half a day as the gorge stretches over almost 13 kilometers. As this trail is going to be quite long, I highly recommend you to bring snacks and water or even go for a picnic on your hike. There are numerous places with tables, and otherwise it's also quite nice to just sit by the water. There are too many beautiful corners. Just to list some of my favorite ones to give you an idea where you can take some nice photos. Just at the beginning of the gorge, this curve, then this high bridge. Next, the bridge at the second half where you can see these waterfalls, and then just a little bit after you can see this section with the man-made waterfalls. Wow! Yeah, these corners are absolutely stunning. There's even another beautiful bridge at the upper end of the hiking trail, which unfortunately was closed last year. That's the most common Instagram spot, but let's be honest, it's boring to always take the same kind of photo, isn't it? Anyway, on this hiking trail you'll have numerous amazing photo motifs. Now this here, that's very important. You may take the hiking trail either up or downhill. It really depends on your fitness, thus make sure to start your scenic walk at the right spot. In any of the cases, I recommend you to travel through Boudry, then either start your hike from there. There are also a lot of parking lots if you arrive by car. And then from there, it's going uphill until you reach a place called Noichatel. From there, you can take the train back to Boudry. To hike downhill, instead take the train to Noichatel first. And this one is also very important. It's an absolute top activity for budget travelers as it's totally free of charge. I even have better news. Now, should you spend your night in the Canton of Neuchatel, the accommodations will pass a small booklet like this here. It's full of vouchers for the major attractions. You can go to museums, boat rides. All of this is free. Now, of course, as long as your booklet is valid. And what's even better, this booklet also covers all the public transportation in the Canton of Neuchatel. So you see, really amazing, and Switzerland is not always that expensive. I mean, this is a very generous offer, isn't it? With number 3, we're moving up to the podium of the best places to be seen in Switzerland during fall season. Again, we have to change the Canton of Graubünden to the Lac de Saoseo. This is definitely my favorite lake to visit during the golden autumn season. In order to get to the lake, you need to park your car at Sfazu, as cars are not allowed to reach Alp Gamp. Now you have two options to go up. Either you pre-book the public bus to get a guaranteed seat to go up to Alp Gamp. There are not that many buses every day, so it's really limited. And now, if you don't take the bus, then you simply can hike up, but that's going to take around 2 hours. Now, be aware. The bus starts sharply on time. And even more important, there is no longer any service after the third weekend of October. So that means if you come in November, you can only hike up there. The hike is long but easy, and it's very scenic. Now at this bifurcation, you can just simply go straight to go up to Alp Gamp, but I find it's a lot nicer if you just turn to the right side. That trail is a lot more interesting. You'll be passing two nice ponds and also an upland moor. Once you arrive at the lake, you'll get one of your most beautiful autumn moments ever in Switzerland. This lake, it's so pristine, the water is absolutely clear, and then also the color strikingly blue. Wow! And then you just have all these golden larches and green spruces that just really adds beautiful contrast to the entire environment. Now, this impression is even getting a lot more beautiful should the summits of the Alps be covered with snow. Regarding the best time to come here, personally I do prefer coming here in the later afternoon around 4 to 6 p.m. Well, that's for in October. The entire landscape is going to glow in its most magnificent beauty. The only two problems about coming here during the later part of the day is that from half of the lake you'll have backlight, and furthermore you will have to probably hike down when it's getting dark. Well, actually none of that is really a problem, and even if it's getting dark, you can just simply follow the road that the bus is normally using. And by the way, I'm really curious to know which one is your favorite place, so please let me know down in the comments which place you loved the most. Now let's continue with number 2, and this would be the magical pass road at the Albula. It certainly does need a lot of luck to be here on the days on which you see the golden autumn getting married to the winter wonderland. The Albula Pass is no doubt one of the most scenic roads in all of Switzerland. The drive starts at Tiefenkastel, where you need to ensure to turn left to not otherwise head up to the Juliappass. You'll then pass by Filisur, where the world-famous Landwasser Viaduct is located. This is probably Switzerland's most scenic train bridge. Now up from this part, the road is getting more beautiful. The first epic moment you'll get shortly before the village of Bergün, where you can stop at this curve just to enjoy a breathtaking vista over a perfect winter wonderland of snow-coated trees. During such days, you really have the impression that you are in a mountainous version of Lapland, Finland. The drive then continues through Bergün, which is, by the way, one of the most beautiful villages of Switzerland. During October-November, the road further up is still open. This is where the most scenic part starts. We'll be crossing the train line of the Rätische Bahn a couple of times. I suggest to make here a stop to take a photo or video when the train is passing one of the bridges. Just to make sure, park your car off and not on the road itself, because otherwise you're going to block the traffic and certainly you're going to annoy a lot of people. Ascending further, you will reach Val Bavona, a lake surrounded by beautiful golden larches. It looks really amazing when the larches are covered with snow. Last year, sadly, the lake was frozen, but maybe it might be a bit luckier, then you can experience the lake during snowy days while it's not being frozen. Then you'll see the water has a very beautiful shine. The uppermost part to the hospice is really fascinating with all the snow being present. It's a true winter wonderland up there. In general, there are just too many nice spots to stop at. This also includes the site at the Engadin. Very scenic pass road. Now do make sure to also include the lakes in the Engadin in your road trip. All of them are very nice. The one at St. Moritz, and then very impressive, the Champerersee, Silvaplanesee, and then my all-time favorite, Lake Sils. Of course, it does need a lot of luck to catch this road on a snowy day, but if you do, well then bingo, it's going to be absolutely magical. Before I'm going to reveal you the #1 most beautiful place in Switzerland during autumn, here are a few top honorable mentions. Wesen, the Dîme de Conflans, the village of Romain-Moutier, the Grotte of Valor, the Mine de Sel de Baie, the Silsersee, the Lantern Festival at Richterswil, and then Wengen. And now my favorite place in this top 10 list, #1 would be the magical Lavaux. So far, always on my list, but definitely well deserved, are the Lavaux. Well, this is just one of the most impressive landscapes in all of Switzerland, especially when the vineyard leaves are glowing in their golden color. The Lavaux stretch over tens of kilometers along the northern shore of Lake Geneva. In French, it's called Lac Bleu, and they're considered UNESCO World Heritage. There are various places that you can visit in this region. The village of Epes that is perfectly embedded into the vineyards. Also very much worth to explore as it's one of the most beautiful villages of Switzerland. There is also Saint-Saphorin down at the shore of the lake, another very beautiful place, although smaller. And then my favorite village for sure, that's Riva. This village is absolutely underrated, but gives you, in my opinion, the best views over the lake and the surrounding. Especially for coming here to see the sunset, this village is absolutely magical. We're not done yet, there is so much more to do in here. You definitely should consider visiting the castle called the Château de Chillon, which is at the eastern end of the Lavaux, and then also consider visiting one of the wine festivals in the region. Already mentioned it before, during late September you may enjoy local Swiss culture in the village of Lutry that is just by the city of Lausanne. There will be big festivities with traditional dances, a large parade and numerous wines that you can taste. As you can see, the Lavaux offer you a large set of activities. Because of that, I feel ranking first is very well deserved. Once again, really curious to know which one is your favorite place, so please leave a comment. If you want to watch more videos like this, here you can find the top 10 places during winter, and if you're more interested in Christmas, well, then let's meet over there.